Kalamazoo was the scene of a terrible killing spree, leaving 6 dead and 2 injured. Apple is going head-to-head with the FBI over matters of customer privacy, and the MLB made a historic ruling involving a promising player and performance-enhancing drugs. Welcome to Take 30 News.
Keeping our state informed. Broadcasting from the home of the Bulldogs. Now, from the University Television Studios of Mississippi State University, this is Take 30 News.
Welcome to Take 30 News. I'm Carmen Lofton.
And I'm Will Parfit. Apple is in a standoff with the FBI over the privacy of its customers. But when does privacy outweigh potential public safety? More on that in a minute. But first, Kalamazoo is the scene of a serial shooting this past weekend. This is Take 30 News' top story. A man in Kalamazoo, Michigan has been arrested for going on a shooting rampage, killing 6. The suspect, Jason Brian Dalton, a 45-year-old Uber driver, has admitted to the killing spree lasting 7 hours, while still picking up passengers in between the shootings. Uber's chief security officer, Joe Sullivan, released this statement: "We are horrified and heartbroken at the senseless violence in Kalamazoo," end quote. Currently, Dalton is in custody, and his unknown motive has authorities puzzled. Dalton knew none of his victims, has no prior criminal record, and was known as a quiet family man.
Apple is caught in a legal dispute with the United States government in a case of privacy versus national security. The FBI is seeking the decryption of a phone belonging to a terrorist in connection with the San Bernardino shootings. Apple has been non-compliant in the action, arguing that it would create a slippery slope that could endanger customer security. In support of the government, some victims of the shootings are filing a legal brief to implore the decryption of the phone.
2 weeks ago, the rental house that I was living in went up in flames while I was sleeping. I never thought to check the smoke detectors in the house. Thankfully, a carbon monoxide detector purchased by my roommate David went off and saved our lives. Take 30's Sarah Martin has more on this story.
A quiet night on Louisville Street quickly escalated when this home went up in a raging inferno.
7 Mississippi State students are lucky to be alive today after they found their home engulfed in flames at 2:30 a.m. this morning. One smoke detector went off, alerting everyone in the house to get out safely.
Fire Marshal Mark McCurdy spoke with Take 30 News, updating us about the situation. McCurdy saw this house fire as a victory because everyone made it out alive.
The house is a total loss, absolutely. But, as far as the success of the story is, obviously nobody was hurt, nobody was injured, killed. So yeah, I'd say from a firefighter standpoint, this is a victory because nobody was hurt or injured.
Firefighters emphasized to a couple of residents that if they would have waited even 2 minutes longer, they might not have made it out alive. Will Parfit reflects on how lucky they all are.
You have your own life and everybody else who is in there, so thankful for that. Thankful for the carbon monoxide reader, because if that wouldn't have gone off, there's a good chance I wouldn't be standing here right now.
Parfit's dad, David, quickly drove over from Atlanta to help the residents get back on their feet.
Well, the first thing all I could think about was, are you okay? And are the other guys okay as well? And that's what I wanted to hear.
All of the residents have found new housing and are working with the university about their schoolwork. For Take 30 News, I'm Sarah Martin.
According to the U.S. Fire Administration, more than 37% of deaths that occur in residential fires occur because there were no functioning fire alarms. It is recommended that you test your alarms monthly and replace the batteries at least once a year.
The Georgia State Senate recently passed the Pastor Protection Act, which passed the House and is now awaiting Governor Nathan Deal's approval. This bill states that pastors and churches cannot be required to provide services that violate their religious beliefs, end quote. The bill passed the House by a 38-14 vote. Those who oppose the bill argue that the bill is only a hidden effort to discriminate against gay marriage. The bill now sits on the governor's desk awaiting his approval. Take 30 will bring you the details as the story develops.
Donald Trump is being called unstoppable after his latest win in the South Carolina primaries. The prominent businessman from New York is now looking to have the same success in the Nevada Republican primaries on February 25th. He now leads the GOP with a percentage of 37.8 and has a delegate count of 67, leaving the candidate in second, Ted Cruz, with only 11. It takes 1,237 delegates to receive the nomination, but with ratings like this, the candidates following Trump will need to improve their strategies going into the next primaries.
After 3 disappointing voting finishes in the Republican Iowa caucus and New Hampshire and South Carolina primaries, Jeb Bush suspended his run for the 2016 presidential election. Once thought to be the front-runner in the large group of Republican candidates, had his lead quickly taken away from him only after a few weeks by Donald Trump. Jeb never recovered and continued to fall down the line of candidates, never gaining enough ground with voters.
Chadwick Lake, next to the Sanderson Center at Mississippi State, will undergo construction on March 1st. Construction crews will fix erosion issues by building a seawall. In order to install the seawall, the lake will be drained by at least 5 or 6 feet of any water before the construction can begin. The 1-mile walking track will still be open, however. Walkers and joggers are encouraged to avoid the construction area by simply turning around and going the opposite direction for their own safety. The project will be ongoing through the end of July.
For the first time, Major League Baseball has banned a player for life.
The U.S. women's national soccer team has qualified yet again for the 2016 Summer Olympics. Parker King has details on these stories and more after the break.
Based on recent survey, Mississippi is ranked 3rd as worst state when it comes to littering. Hey! It is up to you to make a difference.
Seriously, the trash can's right there. How do you miss that anyway?
Do what's right and help prevent littering. Keep Mississippi clean and pick it up.
1, 2, 3, cigarettes, 4, 5, 6, packs, 10, 15, 20 milligrams of nicotine per day. Yellow, teeth, bad breath, disease, cancer, repeat. Until bam.
You're watching Take 30 News on MSTV 98. Stay tuned for sports coming up next.
Well, Parker, there's a lot going on in sports today.
There sure are, Will, especially if you're a Mississippi State fan. Both the baseball and softball teams had their debuts this past weekend, and both basketball teams are on a hot streak.
Could you tell us a little bit more?
I would love to. But first, New York Mets starting pitcher Henry Mejia has been permanently banned by Major League Baseball. The 26-year-old ends his highly anticipated career due to his use of illegal performance-enhancing drugs. Mejia grew up in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, where he shines shoes for a living. He was discovered at the age of 15 thanks to his high-velocity fastball, which Major League scouts knew would transition well into the big leagues. At the age of 20, Mejia was in the majors with the New York Mets, but by 25, he had been suspended twice for testing positive for performance-enhancing drugs. Mejia becomes the first player in Major League history to be banned for life because of a third positive drug test. The number 16 Mississippi State women's basketball team went on the road in Oxford, defeating Ole Miss for a second time this year with a score of 60-51. This is the second year in a row that the Lady Bulldogs have swept Ole Miss. Victoria Vivens had 22 points and 10 rebounds, recording her second double-double of the season. The Lady Bulldogs are looking now 22-6 and third in the SEC with only 2 games left in the regular season. The Lady Bulldogs will try to keep the momentum going as they face off against Vanderbilt this Thursday evening at 7. The underdogs of SEC basketball performed a feat that they have not done since 2012. shooting a buzzer beater.
The Mississippi State men's basketball team took on the Commodores of Vanderbilt University in an exciting SEC matchup. The Commodores had won 7 of their last 9 conference games and were predicted to be the last 4 into the NCAA bracket. In the first half, Vanderbilt dominated in the paint and the three-point line, sending the Bulldogs into halftime down by 9. At the start of the second half, it began to look like a Commodore ball game as they extended their lead to 17. With 14 minutes left to play, the Bulldogs began a late surge for the win, led by freshman Quindarian Weatherspoon, junior I.J. Reddy, and senior Gavin Ware. The Commodores managed to hold on to their lead going into the final minutes of the game, but were constantly threatened by an adapting Bulldog defense and a couple of fancy offensive plays. With only 10 seconds left after a missed Vanderbilt free throw, the Bulldogs had one final chance to take the win, and the opportunity fell to none other than Weatherspoon, who made the winning 3 as time expired. When describing how the final seconds played out, the answer reflected teamwork, luck, and a little bit of surprise.
I never seen Gavin pass up a shot.
That's how I know we gonna win. Yeah, it was gonna be a MJ, fadeaway.
We were fortunate that we got it back in that situation because we had, missed badly, and there was a great rebound by Gavin.
I decided to give it up, because I knew it was going to be something better.
When asked how this win will affect the remaining season, despite having a losing record, the Bulldogs still have the confidence of an undefeated team.
We're excited. I think this gives us some momentum and some focus here for Thursday and Friday going into Saturday's game.
Continue to stay humble, celebrate a little while off this win. We still got the last half of the conference season.
Tyler Davis's putback at the buzzer gives Texas A&M Aggies a 79-77 win over the number 14 Kentucky Wildcats. After a crucial technical foul called on Kentucky center Isaac Humphries cost the Wildcats the lead in the final seconds. With the clock winding down, Daniel House drove into traffic and missed a contested shot at the rim, and the ball dropped directly to Davis, who banked in a layup as time expired. The freshman Davis finished with 15 points and 12 rebounds. This win helps the Aggies with their tournament resume, and they look to continue getting wins in SEC play. The Aggies host Mississippi State tonight at 6. Sunday night, the Mississippi State softball team had a 5-2 comeback victory over the Sanford Bulldogs. The MSU Lady Bulldogs pulled off a comeback for the 5th time this season, this time a walk-off in extra innings. Sophomore Morgan Bell delivered the knockout punch with a 3-run homer in the 8th inning. Junior Caroline Seats went 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and scored a run. Pitcher Holly Ward picked up the complete game victory to improve to 5-0 on the season. The undefeated Lady Bulldogs also bested Louisiana Southern and will try to continue their streak this Friday as they go against McNeese State in Gulfport. The Mississippi State baseball team got their first win of the season with a victory over South Dakota State. The MSU baseball team was able to turn things around against the South Dakota State Jackrabbits in their first game of a Saturday doubleheader with a 17-4 victory. The Bulldogs jumped on the Jackrabbits from the start, and their bats continued to stay hot throughout the entire game. Left-handed pitcher Daniel Brown got his first start of the mound for the Bulldogs. He threw a total of 111 pitches, 74 of which were strikes. In 4.2 innings, Brown had 7 strikeouts and only gave up 3 runs. The Mississippi State men's tennis team is on fire as the 26th ranked Bulldogs extended their 8-match win streak after defeating the 27th ranked Green Wave of Tulane. The tennis teams were neck and neck all day, but junior Rashad Agarwal defeated Tulane's Sebastian Ray 6-3 in the winner-take-all match. The road win gives the Bulldogs momentum going into SEC play, which begins March 4th and 6th as the Bulldogs take on the road against Georgia and South Carolina. The United States women's national team qualifies for the Olympics for the 6th consecutive time. The women's national team dominated Group A, which included Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, and Mexico. After a convincing 5-0 win over Costa Rica and another major win over Puerto Rico, the team struggled against Mexico. It was a scoreless win until the 80th minute when Carly Lloyd scored from a penalty kick. Her initial kick was blocked, but she quickly followed it up, and Mexico's goalkeeper had no chance of saving it. The women continued to dominate Trinidad and Tobago in a 5-0 win, clinching that Olympic berth. The 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio de Janeiro will open on August 5th. That's all for sports. Coming up, Take 30 News' Adam Bowles sits down with Carrie Ann Buckles, and they will discuss the Mississippi State Dance Marathon and how they plan to help support the Le Bonheur Children's Hospital. Stay tuned.
Based on recent survey, Mississippi is ranked third as worst state when it comes to littering. It is up to you to make a difference.
Seriously, the trash can's right there. How do you miss that anyway?
Do what's right and help prevent littering. Keep Mississippi clean and pick it up.
1, 2, 3, cigarettes, 4, 5, 6, packs, 10, 15, 20 milligrams of nicotine per day. Yellow, teeth, bad breath, disease, cancer. Repeat until BAM.
Welcome to Take 30 News. This is Adam Bowles. We have Carrie Ann Buckles with Dance Marathon with us. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
So how did you start helping establish this event and the Sundays event as well?
Well, I was with two of my friends about a year ago, and we were on our way to a Christmas party, and we heard this song on the radio, and it was like, I think some song that reminded her of Finding Nemo. Anyway, so Celine, who is our president now, she was like, this is a song we use in our line dance. And so she kind of explained what that was in Dance Marathon. And so Faith and I were just kind of like, okay, cool. Like, didn't think much about it past that. And then she talked a little bit more, and she was like, what if we actually like did it here at State? And so we kind of were like, maybe, I don't know. And then anyway, fast forward to now, and here we are.
And here we are.
Yeah.
But I'm also interested about this logo. It's a flame, am I correct?
Yes.
So what's that have to do with dance marathons?
So National Children's Miracle Network hospitals, they are over all dance marathons. And they send us a logo, and we can kind of tweak it as we want. But the main story behind it, I think, is it's like a candle that kind of represents like the burning passion and like the flame that we can have with fundraising and like keeping our spirits up and remembering why we're doing this and that kind of thing.
So it helps Children's Miracle Network and Le Bonheur.
Yes. So the hospital that we have is Le Bonheur, because most of the people who are injured or go to the hospital in like kind of the northern Mississippi region, they go to Le Bonheur. So in our region, like when we applied for dance, or not applied, but kind of we're working out Dance Marathon, Le Bonheur is our hospital. So anything we raise goes right to Le Bonheur.
So we have an event, not Sunday, coming up Friday,
yes,
the 26th. Can you expand on that and how people can join and what to expect?
Yes, so on Friday, we'll have our Dance Marathon from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. And you can sign up up until I think 5 o'clock on Friday, and it's $20, and you get a t-shirt and food and drinks, and probably the most fun you'll have on a Friday night. And how you register, you go to statedm.weebly.com and you hit register now, and you can sign up. And then if you have questions, we have a whole thing of what you can do, how you do it, where to start, that kind of thing. And if you don't think you have time to do it, you can donate to our page, so feel free to do that.
So what's the page again?
statedm.weebly.com.
Okay.
It's a little confusing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So what exactly does the dance aspect have to do with the event?
So the idea behind it was dancing and standing for those who can't. So it started out, I think a patient, he passed away from some sort, I think it was a blood transfusion, and he died because he had gotten an infected blood transfusion. And so a hospital I think up north, I think Pennsylvania. Anyway, they decided to raise money for him, and so it kind of started that way. And it was like just a fun way to fundraise instead of just, you know, asking people for money. And so people could come together and dance and just have a really great time remembering, you know, why they're doing this and that kind of thing.
Can you show me one of the moves? I would love to.
Sure, I'll teach you. We've been doing flash mobs occasionally in the Union, so I'll show you some of the moves from that.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Okay.
If I get this thing off. Okay, let's start.
So our like theme song for this, and kind of the theme for the whole dance marathon, is Stand Up and Dance With Me.
Okay.
So we do it to this song. So we'll do our arms out first. It's like, don't you dare look back.
Like Egyptian?
Yeah, kind of. And then,
yeah.
And then you keep your eyes on me.
Keep your eyes on me.
Yep. And then you do some cool footwork, and then it ends with like, stand up and dance with me.
All right, so let's try it.
Okay.
And pull.
So,
all right.
ready?
All right.
Don't you dare look back. Just keep your eyes on me. And then, okay, we'll end with, stand up and dance with me.
Yay! Well, thank you so much for joining us.
You're so welcome.
And right after the break, we have water quality in Flint, Michigan to discuss.
Based on recent survey, Mississippi is ranked third as worst state when it comes to littering. It is up to you to make a difference.
Seriously, the trash can's right there. How do you miss that anyway?
Do what's right and help prevent littering. Keep Mississippi clean and pick it up.
1, 2, 3, cigarettes, 4, 5, 6, packs, 10, 15, 20 milligrams of nicotine per day. Yellow, teeth, bad breath, disease, cancer, repeat until bam.
Oh wow, I had no idea that Adam was Egyptian.
Oh my gosh, I think a Take 30 dance class is in order.
I don't know about that.
Welcome back to Take 30 News. A local businessman has begun to lead the drive to assist the citizens of Flint, Michigan, a community whose water supply has been polluted with an average of 5 ppb in lead, which is over 30 times the standard set by the EPA. Chantal Wilson, owner of Razor Trucking Company in Starkville, has successfully sent over 1,200 cases of bottled water to the residents of Flint and other communities as well. Starkville Mayor Parker Wiseman says that this is truly a community effort and an act of selfless giving.
The peak of crawfish season is almost here, and local vendors are taking full advantage of crawfish season. You can find them being sold on the side of the road by crawfish catering companies or local restaurants. Crawfish season is typically lasts from mid-February to July, with the peak months being in March, April, and May. However, crawfish season is not always the same time each year because it is dependent upon the weather. Warm, rainy weather will produce larger crawfish.
Spoon University is headed to Mississippi State after receiving 300 signatures in just 1 week. This food-based blog site is now available for the students of MSU to contribute to. The website not only shows college students how to eat on a college budget, but also teaches students how to grow as marketers, journalists, and even planners. With over 5,000 contributors and over 100 campuses and counting, Spoon University is able to give personalized feedback to each photographer, videographer, and blogger about what is working and what is not. so they change and grow. If you would like to join this new blog page, go to msstate.edu, spoonuniversity.com.
Have you ever thought about opening your own business? One Mississippi State student did just that. Take 30's Shelby Anderton has the story.
Mississippi State senior Tyler Class took a leap of faith when he decided to open his own bar in the historic Cotton District.
My grandfather was always like, hey, if you ever have a business proposition, write a business proposal, let me check it out. So I did that. And for about 6 months, we just did research on things, and then he accepted it.
Class serves as the bar manager and owner, all while still being a full-time student.
For $7 here, he's cleaning, he's getting more stuff for people if they come in. We don't have something, he goes and gets it. He's always just trying to make it better for everybody.
He says it takes a lot of time, hard work, and dedication. The classroom specializes in daiquiris. They serve a variety of flavors every day. They also serve food and other alcoholic beverages.
And we were wondering, it'd be cool if we had, opened a restaurant or bar over here. And some people were like, it'd be great if we had a daiquiri bar. I was like, yeah, that's a great idea.
Class says running a bar is harder than he thought it would be, but with a great staff and dedication, it is possible.
It's a lot more work than you think it is, for sure. But you can always do it. I mean, I'm doing it in school, 16-hour student plus a bar. You can do it, but just sleep when you can.
In Starkville, Shelby Anderton, Take 30 News.
The classroom opened this past fall and is open 7 days a week.
This past Sunday, Disneyland celebrated its 60th anniversary at the Theme and Park and Resort, which aired on ABC. Plenty of stars performed and shared their Disney memories at the celebration, including Neo, Elton John, Harrison Ford, Idina Menzel, Dick Van Dyke, and even Kermit the Frog. Disneyland also celebrated Disney's success over the silver screen. From its first Disney animated movie, Snow White, to its more recent hits, Inside Out and Star Wars, The Force Awakens. The event also gave audiences a first look at some of the upcoming park attractions, from the Star Wars land to the opening of Disney Shanghai.
69-year-old building supervisor Joaquin Garcia skipped work for 6 years and no one noticed. Garcia quietly collected a $41,000 salary from the local government without showing up for work. Mayor Jorge Blas said Garcia was recognized for his 20 years of hard work when authorities realized that his office was sitting vacant. Blas wondered whether or not he was still working there while he was receiving the salary. In the months leading up to the investigation, Garcia would not pick up his phone, and that raised suspicion. Garcia has been fined $30,000 for his extended paid vacation. Garcia blamed bullying at the workplace as the reason for his absence. Garcia is petitioning the fine, and the claim is being reviewed. Thanks for watching Take 30 News. For more or breaking news updates, please follow us on our Facebook and Twitter pages.
Have a story you think would be good for our show? Email us at take30news@gmail.com. Have a great evening.